Hello guys, welcome back to CT Sri Lanka. So this is the vehicle we are going to review today. It's a 1995 Toyota Townace and we are going to do a quick POV review of that. So let's start with the front. So for a van, I think from the front it looks alright. And in terms of headlights, we also have fog lights in this particular model. And I quite like these headlights because in some of the models we have square headlights which are not really good looking. And you also get a secondary front mirror from which you can see how much closer you can get to the objects in front of you, which is really useful when it comes to parking and stuff. In terms of the engine, we get a 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel engine which makes about 97 horsepower and 160 Newton meters of torque, which is paired to a manual transmission. And from the side, this is my favorite angle, to be honest, because this van has been fitted with these alloy wheels which looks gorgeous on this van. And in the front we get disc brakes and in the rear we get drum brakes. And you can also see the indicator light has been extended to the side so that you can also see it from the side. Let me quickly show you the inside of the van. And this is the second row and that is the third row. As you can see, we have lots of leg space and head space because this is a high roof version. And we also get dual AC in this van, which is a must-have option if you are expecting to travel a lot, especially in Colombo because the temperature can get really hot. So it's a good thing this one has dual AC. And as you can see, we have lots of headspace and leg space even in the third row, which is a good thing. So this is how the back end looks like. And again we get these extended tail lights, which I quite like because in some of the models again it's square tail lights, which is ugly in my opinion, but these ones look much better. And we also get a little bit of a spoiler, which is really handy. So let me show you how much space we have in the cargo area. So this is how much space you get even with the third row seat, which is quite decent in my opinion. Oh, it's raining. Okay, now let's start with the POV drive. So the thing with these types of van is you need to heat before you start the engine. So if you can see the little yellow icon there, you need to wait until it goes off. And sometimes when your battery is not good, you have to do it 2-3 times to ensure that the engine would start. So a bit annoying really. If you are used to a car, you just press the button and go, but these are old vehicles, so you need to go with that. Okay, thank God it started. So the noise. So as far as the NVH levels are concerned, it's not really good. But in terms of a van that was made in 1995, it's okay-ish. But if you are coming from a car, you'll have to get used to that because you can hear the engine noise and the stuff that's happening outside. But it's not terrible, but again it's not good as well. And in terms of suspension, it deals with bumps all right, and you really don't feel a lot of bumps because I used to drive with Toyota Aqua, and there the ride is on the stiff side, but this van, I would say it's more comfortable than, it's not more comfortable because although it deals with bumps really good, you can still hear the noise, so it's not comfortable. But in terms of how it handles potholes and imperfections of the road, this is better in my opinion. And it has a manual transmission. Again, it's not that difficult to change gears. The clutch is not too hard, and if you are used to a manual transmission, this is again nothing, it's sweet. But again, yes, of course, if you had an automatic transmission, it would be easier to maneuver in town. And in terms of visibility, you get a good view from the front, and you sit quite high, unlike you are seated in a car, and you can clearly see what is in front of you. And the third mirror I just told you, it's really useful when it comes to parking because you can see how close you get to an object, and it's like having a manual version of a 360 camera, because in a car you always have these blind spots, but in this one it's quite easy to park without using a 360 camera because you have overall very good visibility, and you also get that extra mirror, which is really useful so that you clearly know how close you are to the object in front of you. And in terms of brake performance, you get disc brakes in the front and drum brakes in the rear, and they have a good stopping power. And in terms of the steering wheel, it is not as responsive as a steering wheel in a car, but again, this has power steering, thank God. I think whoever the owner of this vehicle, I'm sorry, but you'll have to adjust the steering wheel, because as you can see the road is quite straight, but my steering wheel is at 180, so yeah. So in terms of the engine, as I was telling previously, this has a 2-liter diesel engine with 4 cylinders paired to the manual transmission, and it makes about around 97 horsepower and 160 newton meters of torque. So it's not quite a lot of power, but I also drove this van when there were 7 people inside, and it didn't feel underpowered, but I wish it had a little bit more power just to pull you through so that you can enjoy the torque. But it's not bad. I would say it's adequate in terms of power. So, shall we do a quick 0 to 60 test here? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. $20, $40. It's taking forever to reach 60. finally 60. I think that's around 10 seconds. You'll see on the screen. So yeah, it's not fast by any means. But you can still enjoy the manual transmission. And in terms of fuel economy, I spoke to the owner, and apparently it can do around 14 to 15 kilometers per liter, depending on how you drive again. But if you drive normally, you can get around 14 to 15 kilometers per liter, and you can pump normal diesel. You don't have to pump super diesel. So it's really cheap to run, in my opinion. Because if you are looking to buy a 7-seater SUV, well, it's going to cost at least 4 to 5 times as this van. And you'll also have to spend a lot of money in order to afford it. You know, you have to pay for the insurance, you have to pay for premium gas, and the service cost is also quite high. But if you're looking for a van like this, my advice would be so the price of a van like this, it would go somewhere around 3.5 million to 3.7 million. And so therefore the insurance cost is not going to be as high as some of these SUVs. Thank you, sir, he's allowing us to go. And in terms of the running cost, your fuel bill is going to be very low compared to those premium SUVs. So yeah, it's a good option if you are looking to buy a 7-seater with less running cost. But the only thing you have to keep in mind, these vehicles are quite old, right? Around 25 to 30 years old. So in that case, you will always have to keep and buffer when you are going to buy. For example, if 35 lakhs is all you have, then you have to be a bit careful, because you always have to have around 2 to 3 lakhs that you are willing to spend to get these vehicles to decent running condition. Because when I spoke to the owner of this van, he told me he had to spend around 150,000 rupees to get this to running condition, because the air conditioner apparently it was not working, and the rear left tire he had to replace, and there was also an oil leak. So to fix all these issues, he had to spend around 150,000 rupees, which is not quite a lot of money, but it's always nice to have some buffer if you are going to buy a used vehicle like this. And in terms of reliability, it's very reliable, so you don't have to worry about that, as long as you take care of it. Yeah. So if you want to see a financial review of this van, just let me know in this comment, so I will tell you exactly how much it costs to run in terms of the numbers. And you can also go and watch our previous videos we have done, previous financial reviews, so that you can get an idea about what to expect. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and share, and see you in the next one. Thank you.